Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is a pregnancy update for weeks 8 and 9. I've just hit week 10 today, and so I want to give you all the information of what I've been going through the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks have been crappy, to say the least. I've tried to keep the best possible attitude that I can possibly have, but I have been so sick. It's just been awful. Very nauseous from morning till evening, even waking up in the middle of the night, nauseous. I've puked quite a few times now. And it's just been very difficult in that respect. I haven't had a lot of videos up, mostly because I just have not had the energy to film them. I don't feel like I look very nice, and then also put them up. So hopefully this will pass very soon. Today is day 1 of week 10, and I really feel good today, and I hope that I'm making my way out of this nauseous chamber that I've been in for the last few weeks. Okay, so we found a midwife. She's really wonderful, and we interviewed with her in week 8, and I will go back with my husband to see her next week, actually, to do our first round of blood tests. And it's exactly the kind of person that I was looking for. She's a strong person, and you can tell that if there's going to be any problems arising, that she's going to be able to take care of it. But she's also very kind and gentle and caring, and just not fake, which is something that I look for in lots of people. And she's really like a beautiful balance of both of those personality types, and I feel like really, really secure and safe with her. And just talking to her, I was almost crying and welling up in the office, and same with my husband. We just really felt very good about her, so we're excited to move forward with her. Other great news is, I really haven't talked about this much on this channel, but basically we're living in my parents' house now because we were supposed to be moving into a house that would be built. However, there's been a lot of delays and then a lot of weather, and the house just has not been built. So that was something that Chris and I were really starting to be a little anxious about, because we don't want to have to be a burden to my parents and live in their house. Especially, I don't want to have to give birth in someone else's house. I would love it to happen in my own home. And so we just got word that finally the permits will be approved in the next couple days, and as soon as the weather clears up, we can start building. So that means that by the time the birth happens, we should be in our own home, which will be wonderful. I mean, I'm sure my parents are sick of us here, and we're just ready to have our own place. 4 grown adults set in their ways is very difficult, to say the least, but my parents have been really generous letting us stay here. But excited, super excited to be in our own place and to get that area ready for the birth and for the baby. And obviously, when we get everything up and our house is ready to move in, I will share a lot more home things with you guys. I know a lot of requested videos have come wanting closet tours and organizational things, and I just can't share that right now because I'm staying in someone else's room with the closet full of their things, and all of our things are just in boxes and suitcases. So believe me, when we have our own space, I will get to that. Okay, rabbit trail complete. Okay, let's talk about what changes I am seeing. I'm definitely seeing growth in my belly area. I started taking pictures last week, and I will show you when they're more significant, but I'm growing for sure. With work and costumes, all of my costumes have needed to be loosened, and in particular, there's needed to be a lot of lace added here because my boobs are just huge. I don't really know a nice way to say that, but they're huge, and they're just wanting to jump out on stage with me at the same time. So my boobs are huge, my stomach is starting to grow. It's crazy. You really don't feel like you have control of yourself. Even if you're trying to eat well, sometimes you just can't eat well because it tastes disgusting. So it's really, for me, been a lesson in just relaxing and letting go, and knowing that I can't control some of the things that are going on in my body. As much as I want to go full force and exercise and eat completely clean, I can't. My body is saying no. I'm almost nauseous and almost puking at the gym if I hit it too hard. I am nauseous and puking things up if my body's saying it doesn't want it. So it's just been a real lesson in learning to listen to my body and put things that I want and I desire on the back burner, because right now baby is growing and taking everything from me, and that is what's going on. And it's a really wonderful thing, but it's just such a crazy change. It's not really anything that you're warned about before it happens to you, or you are warned about it and you think, oh, that's not going to happen to me, but it's happening. Regarding diet, I'm definitely keeping it vegan, but I have not been able to eat as clean as I desire to eat. And I just have to be okay with that. Now, when I say clean, I'm still probably eating a lot better than the most like standard American diet for sure. What I'm considering myself cheating is I've had more pasta, I've had a lot more rice, I'm having oatmeal, which I never have. And none of those things are bad at all. I just used to be much more strict and try and keep it a lot more raw, but my body just can't handle it. There was a time, especially last week, when I just could not eat vegetables, and that's so not like me at all. Thank God I have wanted fresh fruit all of the time. I can't have smoothies. I'm just now being able to introduce vegetable juice back into my diet, but only once a day. Normally I would have vegetable juice like 2 to 3 times a day, at least 2 liters of it, and that is just, my body is saying no, which is strange to me because I would think that it needs those nutrients. But right now it's just, I have to just go with what is working for me. Something that I was on a kick for in the last week was coconut yogurt. That sounded really great to me with fresh fruit. Oh, another huge thing for me anyways is I stopped drinking coffee. It's been 2 weeks. I cannot handle the smell. It smells awful. I can even smell it in the air now, and it's almost lunchtime just from the cups of coffee that people had this morning. I hate it. I feel like I can smell everything, but coffee for me was a big one. I'm actually really happy. In my last update, I said that I almost hoped that I would get an aversion to it, and boy did I ever. The smell, just opening the cupboard, I want to puke. It is not for me anymore, although I have loved coffee for as long as I have drank coffee. I'm curious if I will ever like the smell again. Right now it seems like that's never gonna happen, but I'm actually really happy about that. I don't think coffee is something that we should have all the time, and it's a wonderful feeling to, even though I feel nauseous, wake up in the morning, not have a headache, not feel like I need to like rev myself up with 1 cup of coffee to get started. I just wake up and I'm actually ready. I just have water and lemon and some fresh fruit, and I feel good to go. I've been going to the gym still. My gym routine is most certainly not as aggressive as it used to be, and I just have to be okay with that. Your body lets you know straight away if you can do something or not. If you try to force yourself or make yourself do something, it is just telling you straight up, no, this is not going to happen, and you must listen to me, because if you don't, there will be consequences, like puking or everything. Okay, regarding also puking is something new, and gosh, I hope this doesn't persist, but it's been happening the last 2 days that I've been working. I am done with the show. Thank God I'm not puking in the show. And I finish, and I'm taking my costumes back down to the dressing room, and I have to walk through this corridor like on the inside of the casino, and so sometimes there's like garbage cans lined up in the food area, and I literally stopped and was just perched over this trash can for like a good 5 minutes thinking I was gonna puke. The next night, I got my clothes back to the dressing room, and I had to puke. I puked up everything that I had eaten in the last 5 hours and just felt awful. But since that happened, I've actually felt better. So I don't know. I'm just hoping this is on the way out and that it does not become a normal everyday occurrence to puke after every show, because if you've been there, you know. I've been really grateful for my days off where I don't have to work, and those are normally the days that I film and work on my channel stuff, but I've just been taking naps and like sleeping all day because I've been feeling so miserable. The other day I took 2 naps in 1 day, and last night I slept probably like 11 hours, and my body just needs it. I just need to remind myself that this is all happening. There's a lot going on inside of me, and when I go into the midwife next week for my week 10 visit, I have option to do 2 tests, and one is just a general blood test to make sure that everything is going well, like iron levels, just make sure kind of, just the first kind of test that you're gonna do. And then the second one that she offered, but we decided we don't wanna do it, is a chromosomal abnormality test, which is done through the blood, and that determines if there's any kind of chromosomal abnormalities, such as it would be an early detector if your child has like Down syndrome or some kind of disease. And after doing some research, Chris and I decided together that we don't want to do that because for us, abortion is not an option. And if we knew something was going to be bad and then I had the next like 30 weeks to just stress about it and think about what's going to happen and how my life is going to be horrible, I just rather not go there. I believe and I'm praying for this baby all the time that it's healthy and that everything is going to be perfect. And if perchance something bad happens or something unexpected happens, then we'll just deal with it when it comes. I don't want to have to be concerned or stressing over possibilities. And the midwife even said, like, some people take that test, it shows that there's abnormalities and the baby comes out and they're fine. So how horrible would that be to stress about it the whole pregnancy and then find out that the baby's fine also? I think both are just, I don't know, unneeded stress to me. Whatever the baby will be, we're gonna love the baby and we're gonna take care of the baby and we're gonna cross roads as we get there. And whether they're difficult or joyous, that's just part of life. I pray that everything's okay, but that's what our decision was. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and see what your thoughts are and if you had those kind of tests done. And yeah, we do want to find out the sex of the baby whenever we can. So I think that can be like week 16 to 20. So when we do that, we obviously will let you guys know as well. And yeah, I want to bring the camera in on my next appointment. If there's anything of interest, I will definitely film it and share it with you too. So right now, I'm just starting to get fullness everywhere here, and it's obviously not much of a bump, but it's definitely growing outwards. I would say if somebody hadn't seen me in a while, they would think, oh, I think she gained a little bit of weight. But it's all good, it's all fine, it's for a good reason. I'm growing a human inside of me and I'm gonna get bigger, and that's just what it is. Accepting that is hard sometimes, especially being on stage in like, body conscious clothing all the time. But unless I tell somebody, they still don't really know. So just gotta keep that in my brain. So that is my update for weeks 8 and 9. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have any questions or comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.